So it's off season, and last video was our last competition of the year. We didn't really pull what we wanted to, and for me, this off season, I'm really focusing on my weak point, which for me is my leg strength. So I've been switching off each week between doing banded deadlifts and wagon wheel deadlifts because I feel like last prep, I really wasn't pulling any weight over 400 pounds, and that's something I need to train my body to get used to. With that competition video, with me, I felt like me losing so much weight, it really affected my strength. My bench went well, but my deadlifts, I had no energy. And I feel like because I cut carbs, I just didn't have the energy I needed. So I've also been focusing on off season is eating more. And I'm really hoping that will translate to me putting on some muscle because I felt like I was malnourished. What seeing myself in that video, I was so pale too, which didn't help. For me, I felt like I looked horrible. Scott's actually been pulling more conventional. In the competition video, his sumo pull didn't move at all because of how badly his hip is. So he ended up switching to conventional for his last pull, and it actually moved up to his knees, but then with his back, he couldn't get it up. So he's been doing conventional. He's gotten up to 505 so far in off season, but he's just been going through it physically. Right after competition, he got his tube replaced in his ear. His eardrum is shattered, so we had to get that replaced because he was feeling a lot of pain. At first, we thought it was a bad tooth, but it was his ear, so he's gotten that taken care of. He also has gotten a cyst drained, and we thought that was going to be the end of it, but sadly to say, he has been noticing the cyst has been growing back. So he might have to go back to the orthopedic surgeon for that, which we're hoping that's not the case, but we don't want him to have to go through surgery to get that thing permanently removed. But his training, he hurt his shoulder, so he hasn't been able to go to the gym for the past few days. It's just all these little things each week. He finally gets something taken care of, but then it's on to something else. He just cannot catch a break. So right now he's out of commission for lifting. Hopefully he'll be back soon. It's off season, so I told him don't put too much pressure on this. Get some rest. But with his job too, he just goes through so much with his body. So this video, you'll see not much training out of him. He hasn't really been really wanting to record anything, so it's mainly just me. I'll let some of the lifts play out, and then I'll come back in for my wagon wheel pulls. So this is not me coming across as entitled, but I just feel like people need to be more respectful of others when they're lifting. And this day I was going for a heavy single on my wagon wheels, and people were just walking all over my platform, and it's really dangerous, and I was just getting kind of upset. I really don't care if someone walks in front of my camera. I just care about people respecting my space because it's really dangerous. Like if someone's sitting right behind me, if for some reason they fall back into me, I could be out for an entire season. And I was just kind of getting a little upset because people around me, they wanted everyone to get out of their way and be respectful of them, but they weren't giving me that same respect. I still was able to pull a pretty heavy single 417. I probably could have gone heavier, but I didn't want to risk getting hurt or risk someone walking on my platform, me getting distracted and then pulling something. So I stopped where I felt comfortable. And then one other thing, if you're under 40, like don't compare your numbers to mine. I've been having girls who are like 15 years younger comparing their numbers with mine, and they're like, well, what do you do? This is what I lived. I lived more than you. And it's like, well, you're younger than me. You should be. And it's like, if you want to like support someone, don't ask them what they do and say that you live more than them. Just cheer them on when they're lifting. So I just been feeling like a little bit down sometimes at the gym, but it's something that's not new. Um, I mainly just in competition with myself because I broke a bunch of state records last year, but was I happy? No, because I didn't beat myself. I didn't improve my deadlift from the previous year. So that's mainly what makes me happy is if I can outdo what I'm doing. So I don't care if you're pulling more than me and you're that much younger than me and you have higher body fat because you should be. Just focus on yourself and making the other people around you comfortable and feeling supportive. And that's something that Scott always does. He cheers on everyone. He hypes everyone else around him, but no one ever does that for him. So just something that we focus on ourselves, our numbers, and sometimes we don't get better, sometimes we do, but we're just in competition with ourselves. So that's what we'll be doing off season is just focusing on our weak points, and hopefully when we do compete, we'll outdo what we did last year. And for now, I just want Scott to, I know he's never going to be healthy. I just want him to be able to lift. I want him to be able to squat and do a full power meet. So he needs to take care of himself. And I'm just going to be focusing on my weak points and getting stronger there. But we really appreciate the support we got last year in all of our videos. And hopefully you guys will stay with us and see us compete next year.